Then students, today our topic is gravitation. In this universe, there are so many types of forces are available. So many types of forces. For example, you all know about the magnetic force. Force experienced by the two magnets. You all know about the electric force. Force experienced by the two charges. You all know about the gravitational force. The earth attracts this chalk toward itself. Some force is attracting this chalk toward itself, towards the earth. Then here one of the fundamental forces is the gravitational force, and this gravitational force is a very useful and you can say part of our life. It's playing a very important role in our life. Without gravitation, we cannot walk. Without gravitation, you cannot put the things at a place. Because if there is no gravitation, then you all can imagine some person is in the space. Then what happens?
They will fly.
They fly there. They cannot take a place, they cannot keep themselves stable. Then gravitation, here a topic which defines about the gravitational force. Here, gravitation means there is a great scientist named Cavendish, and Cavendish discovered few things about the gravitation, and he found out that some forces exist between the two masses. Listen carefully. And after that, Newton, the great scientist, Isaac Newton, you all know about,
Yes.
and he discovered that when two masses, suppose we have two masses, one is m1 and another is
M2.
m2, when two masses are placed few distance apart, then they attract each other. I repeat again, when two masses placed few distance apart, then they attract each other. This force of attraction between these two masses is called gravitational force. Okay? Then gravitation is the phenomena of attraction between the two masses. And the force experienced by these two masses is called gravitational force. Students, if you have used some few magnets, then you can observe the magnetic force is attractive in nature and repulsive in nature.
Yes, sir.
Same poles repel each other and opposite poles attract each other in the case of magnetic force. But in the case of gravitational force, there is only attraction. Okay? In the case of gravitational force, there is only attraction. Then whenever two masses are close to each other or placed some distance apart, then there will be a force of attraction. This force of attraction is called gravitational force.
Force.
Here, the scientist Newton discovered a law of gravitation. The law of gravitation is a very important law, and this is a basic idea behind the force. Then Newton defines a law, a formula for the force experienced by the two bodies. Suppose two bodies are the m1 and m2 placed r distance apart, where r is the distance between their centers. Whenever we find the gravitational force, then distance should be always calculated from the center of the body. Okay? Then suppose we have two masses m1 and m2, and distance between their center is r. Okay? Then Newton defines that there will be a force of attraction between these two masses. There will be a force of attraction between these two masses, and this force of attraction is directly proportional to the product of the masses. This force of attraction is directly proportional to the product of the masses, m1 into m2, and inversely proportional to the square of distance between their center. Inversely proportional to the square of distance between the center, where r is the distance of between the center of two masses. Then Newton observed that whenever two masses m1 and m2 are placed few distance apart, then there will be a force of attraction between them, and this force depends on first product of the masses m1 into m2, and also depends on the inverse of r square. Or you can say inversely proportional to the r square. And if we combine these together, we will get F is proportional to m1 m2 by r square. F is proportional to m1 m2 by the r square. Whenever we remove the proportionality sign, then there is a constant, and here the constant is F is equal to, remember, whenever you remove the proportionality sign, there will be a sign of equality, okay, and a constant will be there. This constant is G, and now this will be the m1 m2 by r square. This formula is the law of gravitation. Sorry, r square. Then students, Newton's law of gravitation states that when two masses m1 and m2 are placed r distance apart with their center, then there will be a force of attraction between them, and this force of attraction is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. If we combine these together, we will get F is proportional to m1 m2 by r square, and if you remove this proportionality sign, there is a constant G, and this will be m1 m2 by r square. Now we are going to discuss about the G. G is called
gravitation.
How many of you know about the G? G is called universal gravitational constant. G is called universal gravitational constant. Why we are adding here a word universal? G is called universal gravitational constant. Why we call this universal gravitational constant? Because in this whole universe, the value of G remains same. That's why we call this universal gravitational constant. And what is the value of this G? This G is equal to the 6.67 into minus 11. 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. Now, what is the unit? The unit of this is Newton meter square per kg square. Okay? Then, now we have a formula to calculate the force between the two masses. And that formula is F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square, where m1 m2 are the masses of two bodies. R is the distance between the center of two bodies. Is it clear?
Yes.
And capital G is called the universal gravitational constant. And the value of G is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. Unit is Newton meter square per kg square. Students, remember one more thing. Whenever we apply the universal law of gravitation, then always R is the distance between the centers. Okay? Okay. This force of gravitation is responsible for so many phenomena in this nature. The climatic changes, for that the responsible force is the gravitational force. The planetary motion all type of planetary motions are taking place under the gravitational force. There is a rotation of Earth around itself and it's revolve around the Sun. That is due to the gravitational force. As I told you, our walking is due to the gravitational force. Then there are so many type of natural phenomena, our daily life phenomena are affected by the gravitational force. Imagine what happens if we reduce the size of Earth half of its original size. Imagine if we reduce the size of Earth half of its original size. Mass is same, but if you reduce the half of the Earth, half of its original size of the Earth, half of means if we reduce the radius of the Earth to its half, then anyone can imagine what will be the effect on day and night. Day and night will be in timing of day and night will be increased or decreased. Then we can find this answer using the gravitational law of gravitation. Okay, then in our next class we will discuss about the gravity. There is a term gravity which is a little bit different from the gravitation. Whenever the force of attraction is applied by this Earth, then the term gravity arises. Okay, whenever we discuss the force of attraction applied by this Earth, then there is a term which is known as gravity. Okay, then we will discuss about this topic in our next class. Okay, thank you.